Hey everyone, it is Tiffany Renee with Fame, and it has been like over a year since I posted anything, and I am going to be honest and say it has been out of fear because I have been seeing so many people's YouTube videos and YouTube channels, and they have all the bells and whistles, and they can input stuff, and they have like the effects and all that stuff and everything, and I don't have any of that because I don't really know how to do it. I've been trying to figure out how to do the editing and doing all those really cool things to make my videos more appealing and stuff like that, and I just haven't been able to figure it out. So I just thought, well, if I don't have all those bells and whistles, no one's gonna watch my channel. No one's gonna care about anything I have to say because it's not enticing enough. So, which is a limiting belief, by the way, and I have to check myself on that. And I was having a conversation about that maybe a month or so ago. I say maybe 6 weeks ago. And I was like, really, universe, I have this YouTube channel. I don't really know what to do with it. I don't know if, I mean, there are a few views. I only have 5 videos up. And I just wasn't sure, if anyone really cared for me to upload anymore. And then just a few weeks ago, I got some amazing comments, like 2 comments from 2 awesome people who just randomly left comments on my manifesting concert tickets. And I hope I don't mispronounce your names. One of them is Dopest Artista and Candace Maddox. Thank you both for your comments because that inspired me. Sorry, I'm in my apartment in my room and I live on a main street, so I apologize for any noise. But thank you to you two for leaving those comments. That was clearly my sign from the universe. Like, just keep making your videos, keep sharing your stories, keep sharing your law of attraction techniques, especially for concert tickets since people seem to like those. And I was just like, okay, this is my message, and this is my thing here. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I love doing. This is what I like talking about. And clearly, people are seeing it. Whoever's meant to see these messages, that's who's going to gravitate to them. So thank you both for inspiring me to do another YouTube video. By special request, you wanted to see more manifestation concert tickets. So here we go. Again, I am Tiffany Renee. I have 5 videos up right now because I'm still in my infancy with my YouTube channel. So feel free to check those out. I talk about law of attraction and really all the universal laws and deliberate manifestation and how you can truly be, do, or have whatever you want, even if it seems like you are losing your mind and it's not showing up. Trust me, I have those moments. I'm going through it right now. I'm just trying to stay on top of my thoughts and do the best that I can and be inspired by other amazing YouTube people like Roxy Talks, like Dominique Davis, who's Brown and Bendy, Wantez Davis, who's also amazing, Aaron Dowdy, who's really awesome. Lots of Brian Scott work. He talks about Neville Goddard a lot, and just listening to a lot of uplifting things and watching other people's manifestation stories, and that gets me hype and gets me inspired and stuff like that. So feel free to like, share, subscribe, leave me comments, if you want to hear more stories about this, because I have a whole box of memorabilia of when I manifested concert tickets. So there's no shortage of stories, okay? And this is, all of them really came from 2019 to early 2020. I want to say like February 2020, which was the last concert before lockdown. And that is the concert we're going to talk about today. It is the Millennium Tour. Yes. Okay. Now, there were like 2 Millennium Tours. There was the 2019 one where B2K, they started, they were headlining it. And that one ended, and they did another one for 2020, and they added Ashanti this time. So she was the only female. And this was the Millennium Tour 2020, where Omarion and Bow Wow were going to headline. That's the one I went to. Now, let me tell you how I even got there in the first place, okay? So I wanted to go, not that I'm not a B2K fan. I mean, I like B2K, but I wasn't really sure if I wanted to spend the money to go see them. However, I do like Omarion, and I really like Ashanti, and I was like, you know what? I like the lineup. Lloyd was going to be there this time. They changed it up a little bit. They had a different head. Like Mario was on the last one, and he wasn't on this one. But they had Lloyd and Soulja Boy, and they had Yin Yang Twins and everything. So I thought, that'll be fun. It's nostalgic. It's Millennium, and I'll go to that one. They actually had tickets here in Indianapolis where I live. And oh, and that's Bunny right there. I've had Bun Bun since I was 7 years old. So like that's my homie right there. But I went on Ticketmaster and the other sites, and because I developed this mantra: front row or I don't go. I get a front row seat or I'm not going to the concert, because I just adopted that back in 2019 when I just noticed I was manifesting front row seat after front row seat after front row seat. Even the seat numbers, I don't know if you guys are into angel numbers or synchronicities like 1111. A lot of my seats were like row 1 seat 11, like 111, 111, or it would be like row 1 seat 28, right? Or seat 29, and C29, like 2 plus 9 is 11, and then I will be in row 1, so it will be 111 again. Like, it just, a lot of my seats ended up being like 11 somewhere in the mix. So I was like, okay, so I'm destined to be in the front row, so I do front row or I don't go. And I will go to the venue, okay? I will get my outfit, I will do everything. I will act as if, which is a wonderful Neville Goddard technique. Check out act as if Neville Goddard technique. Check that out. I would act as if, no ticket, okay? But I would act as if I had one. I would get my outfit. I'd plan how I was going to do my hair. I'd do a painting, because I do paint. As I stated in my previous videos, I do artwork. And that has been my way of kind of being inspired. Really, it's my inspired action. That's my way of energy exchange. So I make a painting for these artists. And a lot of the times, like 90% of the time, they take the paintings, they accept them, and I get backstage to meet them without a meet and greet. I don't pay for meet and greets. I've never paid for a meet and greet. Okay, so this is the power of manifestation. You set your intention and you just let the universe work. So I saw that they were coming to Indianapolis, but it was on a Sunday. I didn't want to have to go through everything with work and trying to get people to swap shifts or whatever. Plus, there were no front row seats anywhere on any site in Indianapolis. And I was like, it's front row or I'm not going. It was only second row. That's it. I looked at 2 other states, my neighboring states, Kentucky and Ohio. Same thing. No front row seats. It was practically sold out by the time I decided to go. Now, initially, I'm like, I don't even see any front row seats. They're not even on the third party sites. What I'm trying to think. You know what? That's irrelevant. I had to shut myself down real quick, and I said, that's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. A front row seat will show up for you. And I looked a couple times a week for about 2 weeks or so, checking back on Indianapolis. Nope. Check back in Kentucky. Nope. Check back in back in Ohio and Cincinnati. Nope. None. 0, 0, 0. Only second row. And I was like, front row or I don't go. So I acted as if. I ordered my jacket from Fashion Nova. I ordered my hat. I had this really, really dope hat, okay? Like the coolest hat ever. Like it literally said, you programmed it and it said like in multicolors, Millennium Tour 2020, RIP Kobe, because Kobe Bryant had just passed. And it was just like, it just kept running across. It was like the coolest hat. I ordered my outfit. I went ahead and I was off on anyway, you know what I mean, on the weekend. So I was like, if I need to, I will work it out. If I have to go on a Sunday, I was just putting a bug in my supervisor's ear. I may need a day off, okay, because I got a concert, because they know about my concerts and me in the universe. So I kept looking, but I kept acting as if I already had a ticket. I planned everything. If I had to go to a different state, I made sure I had my gas money, where I was going to stay at. If I was going to go home to Cincinnati, I was going to stay with my aunt. If I was going to go to Kentucky, I'm going to get a hotel. Like I literally did everything with no ticket, okay? Acting as if. That is sending vibrations out to the universe that, oh, I already have this ticket, so I'm just getting ready for it, even if you don't physically have it. The universe has to honor that vibration, because it's like, okay, you're giving off the vibration that you already have this thing. So I need to match that. I need to make sure that you have that thing. So when I tell you, one day I was at work, I worked overnight, I worked night shift, and it was just me and my coworker in my department. And I said, I'm going to try one more again, and I'm going to look for this front row seat ticket, because I had a deadline before. I had to let my supervisor know, otherwise I couldn't go, right? I checked in Indianapolis, there were none. Checked in Cincinnati, there were none. And I said, there is a seat for me. I know there is, because there is a version of me that exists right now that already has a front row seat ticket. Quantum physics, Joe Dispenza, check him out, about parallel realities. I was like, there is a ticket for me. It has my name on it, front row seat. Sure enough, I went on Ticketmaster. Out of nowhere, one blue dot in the front row, almost directly in the front, in the center. Okay? There were no seats for weeks. It was all gray. If you know how Ticketmaster looks, they got those little blue dots. They were gray. That means nothing is available. There was one blue dot. I was like, oh my God, there's my seat. My coworker was like, no way. I said, oh my God, click. I don't care if I'm on the clock. Click. And I bought it. I had the money already, everything. And I bought it. That's how I got my front row ticket. And it was on a Saturday. So I didn't even have to call off work. I was already off. So I just drove up to Kentucky, got my hotel, was there. My friend came to my hotel room and everything. And she was like, I'll take you to the venue. You don't even have to pay for a lift or pay for parking. I was like, look at the universe. I had set an intention. I wanted to meet 4 of the entertainers because I did paintings for 4. I wanted to meet Omarion, Sammy, Lloyd, and Ashanti, and I had paintings for all 4 of them. Now, I knew the promoter, one of the main people, the promoters, because they were here and did the 90s block party like 3-4 years ago here in Indianapolis. And he was like, well, follow me on Instagram, because I did a painting for Babyface. And he wasn't able to take it because it was too big. And so he really liked it. And he was actually considering buying it. You know what I mean? And he was like, well, just follow me on Instagram because I think you're a really talented artist. And I was like, okay, great. Never thinking anything would ever come from it. And that like 3 years later, I was like, he's probably not even going to remember me. He sure enough did. So I showed up to the KFC Yum Center. Shout out to the KFC Yum Center in Louisville. And I brought my paintings with me, and he was there. And I was like, he's not going to remember me. But sure enough, he was like, hey, how you doing? And I was like, oh my God, he remembers me? He remembers I was just the girl who did the cool painting for Babyface. And he was like, okay, you got all these paintings. You know, I'm going to try to get you, to give them to them. That's my plan. My plan is for you to hand it to them themselves, not for security to take it back. Which does happen sometimes. Security will come get it. Sammy's manager came up and got his painting for him. But I was able to take the other ones back. And he said, I'm going to give you something. I had to wait because he was really, really busy. And really, the show had already started before I was able to actually get to my seat. But he gave me my pass to stick on. And it pretty much gave me access to go backstage. And I was escorted backstage. And I was literally taken to Lloyd's dressing room, and I was like, literally, he was right there. He hadn't gone on stage yet. And I was like, oh my God, it's Lloyd. And I gave him his painting. He is the sweetest guy. Okay. Lloyd is adorable. He's so sweet. And he was very nice. He gave me a hug. He thanked me for the painting. We took a picture together, and we met up with Omarion's assistant because he wasn't in his dressing room. And we gave her the painting, and each painting had a card, and I paint in Arabic. They're abstract pieces in Arabic. So it had the meaning of what I was saying, of whatever the painting was. And then we gave Ashanti's manager hers because she was getting ready. And then we just went out. Yeah, we went to the main stage, and I got my front row seat, and I had a ball. Okay. While I was having a good time, I think like the Yin Yang Twins had come on or something like that. And then I looked over to the left, like that tweet song. I looked over to the left, and I saw who I thought was Sammy, just chilling in the front row. And I asked the girl who had taken me backstage, and I was like, is that Sammy? And she was like, oh, yeah, I think it is. And I was like, I wonder if he got his painting or if he liked it. And she's like, I'm going to ask him. And she did. And then like a minute later, she's like beckoning me like to come over. And she calls me over, and she's like, this is the young lady who did the painting for you. And the picture with me and Sammy, I look terrible, okay? I have like crazy eyes from the flash. Like I'm sweaty because I was jamming. I look a hot mess. But nonetheless, mission was accomplished. I'm talking to Sammy. He gives me this big hug. And I told him that the painting has been blessed and saged and all that stuff. And he was like, that's what I'm talking about, because he wears crystals and stuff. And he was just so nice. And we took a picture. And then I went back to my seat and I was jamming. The show ended and it was time for like the different meet and greets. And so I went around the front where Ashanti's was going to be. And I was talking to security and I'm like, oh, I'm the girl who did the painting. Did she get it? I know we dropped it off at her dressing room, but did she actually get it? Did she like it? And he was like, hold on, because like people are, pay for meet and greets or whatever. And I'm like, that's fine. I have nowhere to go. I'm just chilling here. And he comes back after like 5 or 10 minutes and he's like, just hang out here. And I said, okay. And I just hung out. After I hung out, I think I was the last person. And he comes out, he's like, come on. You were the last person. Like literally, she's here just waiting for you. And I'm like, oh my God. So I walk in, I come around the corner. There's Ashanti. She is adorable. Okay, first of all, pictures don't do her justice. She is already very pretty, but seeing her in person, she is gorgeous. Some people are like they photograph really well, but when you see them in person, it's like, woo, you are stunning. Like the camera doesn't even capture how pretty she really is. She was so nice. I met her mom, her sister. They both gave me hugs. She loved my hat. You know what I mean? And we laughed, and she was wearing all pink and stuff. And I'll have pictures. I'll show you guys here in a moment. But after that, she was awesome. She gave me a hug, and I left there. And then I said, okay, I've met Lloyd, I've met Sammy, and I met Ashanti. Now I got to meet Omarion. That one was a little more tricky because his meet and greet was combined with Bow Wow's. And people paid quite a bit of money for that because it was both of them. So I was still taken upstairs because I was like, well, I'm the girl who did the painting for Omarion, And they were like, just go upstairs. So they just escorted me all the way up to the top of the escalators to be where their meet and greet was in this like big room. And I went in there, and then there were some of the manager or assistant ladies were there, and they saw me. And they were really nice, but they were like, okay, so why are you up here? And I'm like, well, they told me to come up here to do the meet and greet just because I did the painting or whatever. And they were like, okay, because everybody paid a lot of money. I get it. And so they were like, we can't kind of let you just kind of get it for free and not. I totally understood. So I went outside. They were like, just hang out outside. So I just went outside of the room, and I was just hanging out there, and I was thinking, well, do I want to leave? Do I want to call my friend and say, hey, just come get me or whatever? Or do I want to hang out and just trust the universe? Just trust that I set an intention and it's going to happen. It's going to manifest. I said, I'm going to meet Omarion. He was one of the 4. And I just said, no, stay true to your intention. And I just kind of hung out there. And next thing I knew, his team of people came out. They were like videographers. Actually, one of the guys is an actor. I think he was on like Greenleaf, I want to say. Something on the OWN network. But I didn't know that at the time. And they had cameras and stuff, and they were asking me, hey, you want to say a few words? We're doing a documentary for Omarion. And I was like, sure, even though I look a mess, my lipstick is faded and all that. And they were like, oh, you look great. And I said, well, I did this painting for him. And I explained what it meant, and why I felt inspired to do one for him, and et cetera, and was doing the whole hashtag unbothered, phase of his life. And they were like, okay, we got the footage. And I said, I really wanted to meet him, but I understand, the meet and greet, they paid a lot of money for that. So, I don't have one. I don't have a ticket. And then he said, well, your best bet is to catch him when he's leaving, when he's coming out of the meet and greet. And I said, he's going to be surrounded by security. And he was like, I said, your best chance is to catch him while he coming out of the meet and greet. And I was like, got you. Sure enough, a few minutes later, I hear him say, okay, we're going to get some footage of you just walking out, which means he was walking out by himself because they were filming him walking out. He wasn't surrounded by security. He came around the corner to go where the elevators are, and I was right there. It was like, he was like coming right towards me. And I just said, did you like the painting? And he stopped and he gave me the prayer hands and he said, yes, thank you so much for the artwork. It was beautiful. And then I said, is it okay if I get a picture? And he stopped and he said, yeah, you sure can. And I was like, oh my God. So I thought one of his team was going to take the picture for us because everyone else took my pictures for me. They didn't. They were just recording. And I was like, okay, so I guess we're going to take a selfie. And he was like, let's do it. He was so patient, and we took a selfie, and he was just so nice. And he gave me a hug and thanked me for the painting. And I said, be blessed, and called my friend. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. You and your husband, y'all can come get me. Mission accomplished. I was like, holy crap. I literally went from being in a position where it looked to the naked eye, to the 3D reality, that there was no possible way I could ever have gotten a ticket to that show. Because I was steadfast and I was committed to what was in my mind instead of what I saw, a ticket materialized out of nowhere, okay? Out of the ethers, out of the Akashic records. It just, bloop, right there for me. On a Saturday, where I didn't have to have any shenanigans with trying to move stuff around for work because I was already off. And it was really interesting because I didn't know that I was going to lose my job, but I lost my job literally the day before the concert anyway. The concert was on the 29th of February, 2020. I lost my job on the 28th. So I really had every reason to feel crushed. I didn't know that that was going to happen at the time when I was planning to go to this concert, but I lost my job anyway. So I was like, and then like 2 weeks later, everything shut down for quarantine. So I was like, wow, just the timing in itself, you know what I mean? It's like, wow. I had an extra paycheck to get my ticket to go out of town, and then suddenly I lost my job. But I still achieved what I wanted to achieve. I said I wanted to meet those 4 and give them paintings, even when I didn't have a ticket. I did the paintings. I got the outfit. I acted as if I was already going. I made arrangements. I booked my hotel, everything. So of course the universe had to make sure I had a ticket. You know what I mean? So I'm going to show you guys these pictures because I don't know how to insert them. So this is me and Lloyd. I don't know if you guys can see. I know. Sorry. And then, me and Lloyd and me and Sammy. And me and Ashanti in all her gorgeousness. Me and Omarion. He was like super nice. And then all the love, well, I got, this was Ashanti's painting that I did for her. It says Survivor in Arabic. And like she actually, like this is from her Instagram page. She put it on her story and she gave me a shout out because she had broken her foot at the time and she had to keep icing it every night. And it says, yep, still swelling. Ironic how one of my fans gave me this dope painting last night that says Survivor in Arabic. Shout out to me. And I commented on the promoter on their page and I said, I came, I saw, I had a ball. Orion, like Omarion's brother Orion, he was his DJ. Orion was like, her hat is 100, and he liked it because, and I responded like, thanks Orion. And this was what the promoter put, a picture of my hat. I told you my hat was like super funky, and that's what Orion was talking about. Like her hat is like Orion. And then Sammy, he was doing these like virtual concerts during quarantine, and that is my painting that I did for him. It says Warrior in Arabic, and he put like all the fan art like in his room, and he would perform behind there, and that's like Sammy. Sorry if it's like blurry. And so, yeah, totally manifested it. And they all have their paintings. And I just couldn't have been more floored. I was like, wow, universe, you really came all the way through with this one. So moral of the story is, because I'm already at like almost 25 minutes. Moral of the story, ignore the current reality. Circumstances do not matter. Ever. Right? This is a reminder to myself because I have to keep telling myself this when things show up in my life. Even right now, in this very moment, there's things in my life that I'm like, don't panic, don't panic, don't panic. Circumstances don't matter. Circumstances don't matter. Everything is working out for me. Best case scenario, the universe has my back. God's the source of my supply. All is well. Like I still have to talk myself off the ledge. So this is therapeutic right now. This is reminding me Like, girl, you have so much power. You manifested a ticket out of thin air. Okay, like literally out of thin air, and then got to meet all four people who you wanted to meet without ever paying for a meet and greet. Like, I didn't have to pay for a meet and greet. Like, it just unfolded perfectly. Now, I'm not saying that. Feel free, pay for a meet and greet if you want to. Whatever the path of least resistance is. For me, I do paintings, and that's my way of exchanging energy. It's like, you're giving me a wonderful performance for 2 hours, so as a return, I'm bringing this piece of art for you as an exchange of energy. And that's just kind of what's been working for me. So I have more stories again, and I will record more. I'm definitely going to make an effort to try and at least upload one video a week. A week or every 10 days, just to try to be a little bit more consistent, in spite of not having all the bells and whistles or whatever. So thank you to everyone who's watching, and subscribe, like, share, comment. Remember, you dictate your own reality. It is whatever you say it is. If you say, oh, I can't do something, or something is impossible, then it has to show up to match that. If you say everything is working out great, happy, healthy, whole, which is what Roxy Talks always says. And please check out Roxy. She actually has on her channel, Roxy Talks, she has a video about manifesting complete strangers or celebrities. Like, she has like a really good one as well, because she has a really cool story about manifesting someone, like an influencer on Instagram or something like that, who she's never ever met ever, and she just happened to be in that person's state in the city at the same time, and like met them at the mall because she visualized a certain scene. So your mind is everything. Your mind controls your reality. As above, so below, right? As above, so below. Whatever you think is. Things don't happen just to be happening. Things happen simply as a result of the thoughts that we are thinking. Good, bad, indifferent, it doesn't matter. Anything that we see, anything that we experience, even physical ailments in our bodies, they are simply a symptom of something that we have been thinking or feeling. Emotions that have gone unchecked, traumas that have not been worked through, unforgiveness, whatever it is. Anything that is materializing in our physical 3D reality is simply a result of the thoughts that we have been thinking habitually, the subconscious thoughts that we've been thinking habitually, the words we've been speaking habitually. It's like repeat. It's just on repeat. You know what I mean? It's just regurgitating whatever is going on up here. So let's get this together so we can get all this together. Okay. More videos on concerts coming up soon. I think I'll do one. I'll probably upload one next week. Unless I'm inspired to do one later this weekend. You never know. But it'll be about Nas. How I met Nas by letting go of resistance. That one is crazy. I mentioned it in my second video. I am definitely going to tell you guys that story, because I think that would help a lot of people, because resistance, that's a doozy. We all know that's a doozy. So it's resistance that holds us back from everything, some form of resistance. So letting go of resistance and just letting things happen, and things will happen in the most miraculous way. So coming soon, How I Met Nas by letting go of resistance. Thank you all. Thank you so much to Dopest Artista and Candice Maddox for your comments and inspiring this video. Thank you guys so much. Love, love, love. So much love. Namaste. Mwah.